In the late 90s, Sean Diddy Combs released his multi-platinum album entitled No Way Out, produced songs for various artists, and started a new business venture in New York called Justin's Bar and Restaurant. Named after his son, the restaurant was the hottest place in town. On any given night, it was typical to see Diddy's A-list friends feasting on Caribbean egg rolls, mac and cheese, and jerk chicken salad. But it didn't take long for the upscale establishment to be surrounded by drama and tragedy.
I'm a victim. I'm the victim.
Oh, so your chain got snatched. Did it really get snatched?
What story are you talking about? Yeah, that's the story. What story you talking about, G-Money?
No. Talk to me.
Yeah,
Talk
man,
to me.
he's like going around.
I'm not going around. Talk to me. No, look at me.
Don't forget, you can gain access to this audio and one unreleased video per month on the RRG Patreon. Details are in the description box. Now grab some popcorn and let's get into today's video. Justin's Bar and Restaurant opened in New York on September 30th, 1997, with a menu described as Caribbean food with a Southern influence. Diddy hired an experienced staff to run the establishment, but remained involved in most of the day-to-day activities. According to Forbes magazine, he put extra effort into crafting a new glamorous and wealthy image following the passing of his artist, the Notorious B.I.G., and Justin's restaurant fit perfectly into his new vision. Dripping in jewels and wearing Versace outfits, he would pull up to Justin's in his $300,000 custom-made silver Bentley. Crowds of people would stand outside just to catch a glimpse of the flashy mogul. Patrons of the restaurant raved about the excellent service and tasty drinks, but they weren't happy with the extravagant prices and the mediocre food. Despite the negative feedback, Diddy decided to open a second location in the summer of 1998. According to Biz Journals, he had his sights set on Atlanta because he already owned a house there and his business management company had an office in the city as well. It seemed like a no-brainer for him to open a Justin's restaurant in Atlanta's Buckhead district. At the time, the area was quickly growing and turning into an entertainment hub. Atlanta itself was becoming known in music circles as a center for hip-hop and R&B, and Diddy anticipated the Buckhead location would be a mixture of luxury and Southern hospitality. With LaFace Records founder Antonio L.A. Reid as his partner, they signed a long-term lease for a building on Peachtree Road. According to Biz Journals, the restaurant served lunch and dinner, and at night it turned into a celebrity lounge to attract the city's high-profile residents and out-of-town visitors. It wasn't uncommon to be seated next to an A-list celebrity or athlete, which made Justin's even more appealing to the average customer. While things at the Buckhead location were heating up, neighbors began disputing the noise that was coming from his New York restaurant. But things in Diddy's personal life were about to take a turn for the worse. In December 1999, Diddy, his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, Bad Boy artist Shine, and other crew members were celebrating Shine's soon-to-be-released album at a New York nightclub. An altercation between Diddy and a Brooklyn guy named Matthew Scar Allen took place, which resulted in one of Scar's associates throwing a stack of money in Diddy's face. Shine said he saw someone reach for a weapon, so he pulled his out as well. 3 people were injured. Diddy and his bodyguard, Anthony Jones, were acquitted of all charges, while Shine was sentenced to 10 years for assault, reckless endangerment, and gun possession. The entire incident left another stain on Diddy's reputation, but he threw himself back into his business dealings. He was looking to expand his restaurant in the Detroit area when more tragedy hit. Just 2 years after being acquitted for the nightclub shooting, Diddy's bodyguard, Anthony Jones, lost his life outside an Atlanta venue called Club Chaos. Sources claimed it all stemmed from an argument over a woman. Another man named Lamont Gertie also lost his life during the incident. Demetrius Big Meech Flannery, the founder of BMF Entertainment and the kingpin of Black Mafia family, and his bodyguard were charged with double homicide. Demetrius was also injured during the altercation and was treated for gunshot wounds to the buttocks. The charges were eventually dropped for lack of evidence of intent. Fast forward to May 22, 2005, a star-studded birthday party was held at Justin's Buckhead location. Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston lived nearby, so Bobby and some of his family members decided to stop by the restaurant. Brooklyn rapper Fabulous was also in attendance, as well as rapper Blue Da Vinci, who was signed to Big Meech's BMF Entertainment. Bobby promoted his upcoming reality show and performed during the restaurant's open mic event. Around 1:40 a.m., two men who were identified as Bobby's nephews were stabbed in the neck after getting into an altercation with members of BMF. The victims were rushed to the hospital where they recovered from their injuries. 3 months later, Blue Da Vinci's younger brother, Mark Dixon, was charged with 1 count of aggravated assault and 2 counts of aggravated battery. While out on bail, Mark lost his life in Buckhead following an argument with his ex-girlfriend. An attorney for Justin's restaurant insisted the eatery was a safe place for all visitors. He told Atlanta news station that they have 2 security guards on duty during events. He added, "Mr. Combs wants the public to know that this incident was totally unrelated to Justin's restaurant or to Bad Boy Entertainment. But there was more violence to come." Remember when we mentioned Fabulous was at Justin's in Buckhead on the night that Bobby's nephews were injured? Well, thankfully, the rapper made it out of that situation unharmed. But sadly, trouble still found him. In October 2006, Fabulous visited Justin's in New York. Boston Celtics guard and Brooklyn native Sebastian Telfair was there as well. Sebastian briefly left the restaurant to retrieve something from his car in the parking garage. When Sebastian returned to the restaurant, witnesses overheard him complaining that someone had snatched a $50,000 gold chain from his neck. Sebastian had this to say to flip the script.
Your chain got snatched, right? It said, Diddy was there and all that shit. Were you paying attention when your chain got snatched? Like, was it taken off your neck? Did they pull it off?
No, Brooklyn style.
Okay.
Like the old Brooklyn style.
Okay.
Like, I ain't looking by. And my rock piece spun in the air like this. Hit the ground. Boop.
About 30 minutes after Sebastian's chain was snatched, Fabulous and his 3 friends left the restaurant and went to the same parking garage, where they were approached by an unidentified man. According to MTV, the man opened fire, shooting Fabulous once in the right thigh. Fabulous and his friends hopped into a white Dodge Magnum and sped away, running a red light 1 block away from the scene of the shooting. They attracted the attention of police, who were responding to the call of shots fired. The officers stopped the car and found 2 unlicensed, loaded weapons. So, although he was the one who was injured, Fabulous and his 3 friends all got arrested. Fabulous was later taken to a hospital where he received treatment and made a full recovery. The charges were later dropped. Police told the New York Post members of Fabulous's crew, also known as the Street Family, had a lot of enemies after being involved in a long-running medallion-snatching war with other crews in the Brooklyn neighborhood of Bed-Stuy. And there were rumors that the shooting was in retaliation for Sebastian's chain getting snatched.
Did somebody get hurt for taking your chain?
No. Not that I know of.
Respect. Did you get the chain back?
No. Absolutely not.
Did you care to get it back?
No.
No charges against Sebastian were filed, and a suspect was never apprehended. In 2007, there were rumors that Justin's New York location would be renovated and transferred over to new management. But instead, Diddy made the tough decision to close the location entirely. A spokesperson from Bad Boy Worldwide Entertainment Group said the mogul wanted to pursue other business ventures instead. At least, the Buckhead location was still thriving. Kind of. In November 2010, a man named Lawrence Jackson and 2 other men were listening to music in a black SUV in Justin's parking lot when a gunman jumped into the SUV and yelled, "You know what time it is." Lawrence said he tried to push the weapon away so he could flee the scene, but that's when the man started shooting. One of the bullets struck Lawrence, but he still managed to run to his car and drive himself to the hospital. The other victim was Def Jam music executive Tony Austin. Both men were treated for multiple gunshot wounds. Although it was reported that none of the victims were actually customers of the restaurant and they just happened to be in the restaurant's parking lot, Tony filed a suit against Diddy. In court docs, he claimed the hip-hop mogul failed to maintain a safe environment at his restaurant. The outcome of the lawsuit wasn't made public. In 2012, Justin's Buckhead location closed down after 14 years of business. It has since been replaced by a healthcare center. Diddy had good intentions when he decided to start an upscale, hip, and trendy establishment. But soon enough, Justin's became a magnet for drama. As both locations closed their doors, it signaled the end of a glamorous yet dangerous era of time. Let us know your thoughts on what happened to Diddy's restaurants. And thanks for watching Real Reality Gossip.